Hello there, it's Samantha. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Samantha and this is my channel where I talk all about books and I do a really stupid hand gesture to say hello because I don't know, it's just a thing that happens. Anyway, today I'm coming to you with my TBR for the reading rush. This is not the first time I've tried to film this. This is not the second time I've tried to film this. This is the third time that I'm trying to film this because I keep on changing my TBR. But now, you know, the readathon starts on Monday and I'm giving myself options. I don't have to stick to this. I just want to give you a general idea of what I might read because I'm indecisive. I can't decide. So it might change, but I will be doing a weekly vlog probably. I definitely won't be daily vlogging, but I might split it into like 3 days and 4 days or something like that. It depends how I'm feeling. But yeah, it might be a whole week, but whatever. Basically, if things change, you'll find out in the vlogs and also like the wrap up at the end of it. And if you don't know what this readathon is, this was previously known as the Booktubeathon. It's hosted by Ariel and Raylene. I'll link their video with the reading challenges down below so that if you are interested, you can also take part. But this is taking place from Monday the 20th until Sunday the 26th of July. So yeah, that's all you need to know. There are 7 reading challenges and there's also a bonus challenge of reading 7 books, and then there's also a group book. I won't be reading the group book. It's such a fun age. I've forgotten the author of this book, but I'll put the cover here so you can see. I do really want to read this book. However, I'm really trying not to buy books at the moment. I will have a book haul coming shortly, but since buying all of those books, I have put myself on a ban. I'm really just trying to use my library as much as possible. And my library does have this book, but it's not available for like 3 months because it's a very popular book. I won't be able to read that, but I will be reading hopefully as much as I can. I'm gonna try and read 7 books. So the first challenge is to read a book where the cover matches the color of your birthstone. So I'm born in December. I'm a Capricorn. I don't like being born in the winter because I live in the UK and the weather here it's pretty awful all the time, but it's especially awful in December. I didn't mind my birthday when I was younger because I lived in the Caribbean and the weather was pretty great most of the time, to be honest, apart from hurricanes. That wasn't fun. I used to love my birthday, but since moving to England, I've hated it for a long time. It kind of sucks, but whatever. There are actually 3 birthstones for the month of December and they're all blue. So I've gone for a blue book. And so for that, I've gone for Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief by Ryden. I have actually read this book, but I never continued on with the series. So I'm hoping to reread this during the readathon and then I will continue on with the series finally. Another option that I have is Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. This will also complete a different challenge later on. I have the ebook of this and I've been meaning to get to it for a really long time, but yeah, I haven't yet. So that's another possibility. I don't know, one of those 2 books. As I said, I'm giving myself options and you're just gonna have to see how it goes during the week. The next challenge is to read a book that starts with the word the, and for that one I'm like kind of cheating. I'm going for the second book in the Percy Jackson series, which is The Sea of Monsters. So it's technically called Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters, but a lot of people refer to it as just The Sea of Monsters. So if you take out the Percy Jackson and, then it does start with a the, so it's kind of cheating. But yeah, I don't know, I just want to read the Percy Jackson series in this week pretty much. So I'm trying to twist things a little bit to make them work. But if you won't accept that as an option, I will happily reread The Martian by Weir. This is one of my favorite books ever. I've read it twice and I really want to read it again because it's been about 2 years since I read it. I also have the audiobook, which is absolutely brilliant. I love this book a lot. It might be my favorite book of all time, but I don't know. I need to reread it and reread a couple other books which are on my favorites list. I do plan on doing a lot of rereads pretty soon because I want to make a favorite books of all time video, and so I need to reread some of the books that I consider to be my favorites to make sure that they actually still are. This might be on the list, we'll see. So the next challenge is to read a book that inspired a movie that you've already seen. So they said it for this, you can also like read a book where you've seen the adaptation first and you haven't read the book yet, but I'm kind of cheating because I don't really have a lot of books like that. So since reading this book, I have watched the movie again, so I will happily reread this book because I've already watched the movie. So does that count? I don't know. But I'm going for Angus Thongs and Full Frontal Snogging by Louise Renison. This is another book which I would consider one of my favorites of all time. So yeah, I really want to reread this series. It's so fun. The books are just so lighthearted and just silly. So I think they're the perfect books to reread this year because everyone knows this year has been a big pile of garbage. I've been meaning to reread them for ages. I think it completes the challenge. The Martian will also complete this. The next challenge is to read the first book you touch. As I said, this is my 3rd time filming this video, so I already filmed a clip where I chose the book, so I'm just gonna put it here and then I'll come back to you. So I'm not gonna choose from this section because this is all adult books or like just really long ones. So yeah, I don't want to read those during a readathon because I want to take my time. This is all young adult or mostly young adult, and also it's all like standalones or like the first book in a series. So this is where I'm going to choose from. Over here we have a lot of series so I'm not going to choose from this one. So I'm going to choose from this one. I'm going to spin in a circle multiple times with my eyes closed and just see what I choose. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Wow. Okay. So the book I chose was this one. It's called If You Find Me by Emily Murdoch. I'm quite excited that I'm finally going to get to this one. I've had this book since 2014. It's one of the oldest ones on my shelf that I haven't read, and I believe it's kind of a thriller-ish. It's 312 pages, so that's not too bad for a readathon. And yeah, I'm glad that this one finally came up. So yeah, the book for that was If You Find Me by Emily Murdoch. This has been on my TBR since 2014, so I should probably read it. I'm not really sure what it's about. I will obviously tell you about what it's about once I've read it. This is the problem with TBR videos, is because it's like, I don't know what the books are about. The next challenge is to read a book completely outside of your house. This challenge has had a lot of backlash because obviously we're during a pandemic, so you're not supposed to go outside. I don't know if I'll be able to go outside. I might be able to go read in the park, but basically we're doing work on our house right now. That's what the noise in the background is. I'm going to try and edit it out as much as I can, but you might hear it. So our garden is kind of not really usable at the moment, but they also said you could like read by an open window or put like a nature scene on your laptop and then read a book at the same time. So yeah, I don't really know, but for that, like any book will do, and I'm just trying to read 7 books. I think I might pick up Percy Jackson and the Titan's Curse, which is the 3rd book in the series, or I could continue on with Angus Thongs and Full Frontal Stalking and pick up the 2nd book, which is It's Okay, I'm Wearing Really Big Knickers. So yeah, either of these 2 books will work. We'll see how I'm feeling. The 6th challenge is to read a book in a genre that you've always wanted to read more of. So Truly Devious, which I mentioned earlier, is a mystery thriller, which is definitely a genre that I want to read more of. So this will complete that challenge if I decide to read that. Or I could read Percy Jackson, The Battle of the Labyrinth, because this is middle grade. It's not really a genre, it's more of an age range, but it's something that I've been wanting to read more of, especially recently. Obviously, if I don't like the first Percy Jackson book when I reread it, I'm not going to continue on and I'll probably unhaul the series, but you're just going to have to wait and see during the week. The final challenge is to read a book that takes place on a different continent than where you live. I live in the UK, as I've said, which is in Europe. I have a couple of options for this. I have a couple of options for all of these challenges. Clearly, I'm very indecisive. I'm about to start reading The Kingdom of Copper by S.A. Chakraborty, which is the sequel to The City of Brass. I will start reading this before the readathon starts, but I should still be reading it by the time the readathon has started. So this would definitely complete that challenge, and obviously, depending on how the rest of my reading is going, I might just count this to complete that challenge. Or I could also read Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo, because this takes place partly in America and partly in the Dominican Republic. So yeah, that's definitely on a different continent to where I live. So yes, I do really want to get to this as well, and it is written in verse, so it should be a quick read. So hopefully I can get to this as well as finishing off The Kingdom of Copper. So that's my very messy and all over the place TBR. As you can tell, I'm very indecisive, but yeah, as I've said so many times during this video, just watch my vlogs and you'll get to find out what I read. But yes, that is all that I have for today's video. If you're taking part, please let me know what you're reading down below. I would love to know. If you want to see any of my previous Reading Rush videos, I do have a playlist which I can link down below, but it does go all the way back to 2014 when I was ridiculously cringy because I was 15 years old and I hate those videos so much. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe down below. I am getting closer to 1,000 subscribers, which would be absolutely amazing. So if you feel at all inclined to subscribe, please do. I would really, really appreciate it. But yeah, that's all. So I'll see you probably when the readathon starts. Bye!